If you want to talk to me anymore, you're going to have to get some money out of your pockets. The free charity work is done.
Okay, so thank you everybody for coming today. I've only got a very short statement to make, which is that we are grateful to know today that this case will be going to trial in January 2027. It's not as soon as we would like, but it is going to trial, and nothing's going to prevent that from happening. The consequence of that is, right now, these are the only live proceedings in which Andrew Tate will be facing justice. The Romanian prosecution appears to have fallen apart. The UK government is doing nothing to seek his extradition from overseas. This is the only forum in which Andrew Tate is going to be held to account for those allegations that have been made against him. We're also grateful today that the court has acknowledged that the defendants have sought to penalise the claimants for bringing this claim with an extraordinary claim for costs of almost £1 million to defend this case, and the court has reduced that budget by 40%. It's also clear that the defence is going to be seeking to victim shame, minimise the allegations and delegitimise any of the evidence and expert evidence that's going to be brought in the proceedings. All we ask is for fair trial and for our victims to have their day in court. Thank you.
Anca.
Well, you know, I'm not convicted of any crimes. I'm a free person who has not been convicted of anything, just as the same as you are or anyone else here. So I can take a holiday anywhere I want. I can go to Greece, I can go to Australia, I can go anywhere I like. So I'm not sure, but for now, I'm happy to be back in Romania. This is where I live. I love Romania very much, and I'm going to spend the next few weeks in Romania probably, unless I decide spontaneously to leave. And I will do that as long as I obey my obligations to the court, which I of course will do. I'm allowed to go anywhere I like.
I think Andrew Tate should be extradited along with his brother Tristan Tate. There is already an extradition request to Romania that was approved, but I think the UK authorities should be taking steps to extend that request to anywhere else where they decide to travel, especially in light of the recent allegations of a further rape in California that would not have taken place if the British government had sought the extradition from the US when they had the opportunity to do so.
I think the governor of Florida was hijacked by the media. The media jumped on him, and he didn't realize he was an American citizen, and now he understands he made a mistake, and there's been some conversations, and everything's been settled and fixed.
I think it was an attempt to intimidate the victims to consider withdrawing their claims. That's as far as I can go, but I'm very grateful that the court has determined that the budget that they put forward was excessive, and that is why it's been reduced, as I say, by about 40%.
Well, the UK is my host nation. If they feel like they need to talk to me, I will comply with all judicial authorities. Of course, we all know that an accusation means nothing. I can accuse you of being an alien. Does that make you an alien? No. Are you an alien?
I'm not.
You're not an alien.
I think she is. Put her in preventative detention.
Put her in jail. Judicial control. So it doesn't matter what you're accused of. This guy with the big mouth, if he interrupts again, I'm going to end it for everybody. So it doesn't matter what you're accused of. It matters what you are proven guilty to have done in a fair court of law. Accusations mean nothing. It doesn't matter how many times they repeat an accusation on the news. That is garbage. I will comply with all judicial authorities everywhere around the world because I am completely innocent, as we all know. And for anybody here who wants to do honest journalism, you need to ask yourselves why there is this witch hunt. Why the Matrix is so desperate to try and convince the world I'm a bad person and put me in jail when I've clearly done nothing wrong. It's been 3 solid years. They can't even find enough evidence to take me to trial.
On the expert witness evidence, I don't think it's significant at all. I do think that evidence on coercive control and expert evidence on coercive control is significant and important in this case. We have the opportunity to make an application for that evidence to be admitted. We will be considering that. Coercive and controlling behaviour is now becoming recognised as a potential civil claim all by itself. This will be the first case in which that will be tested. And I think it's incredibly important that there's an expert to give evidence to the court on that issue in order to ensure that there is a proper and fair hearing.
So if you want to talk to me anymore, you're going to have to get some money out of your pockets. The free charity work is done.
My name is Will, I'm from the BBC.
Ah, you're nobody.
Look, it's obviously been a long time and a long journey for them. We're disappointed that the trial can't take place sooner, but that was down to defence counsel's availability. We would have obviously have liked to have had the trial as soon as possible as far as we're concerned, but the important thing is it is going to trial and justice will be done one way or another.
Any more, guys? Okay, thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, hi. Nice.